everybody, today I'm going to talk about how I found a Woodgrain CRT. Now if you're new here, consider subverting the bell. So I talk about CRTs a lot on this channel. I've done many videos on them, including how to get one, and the Sony Trinitron find, and all the other finds I've had throughout the years. But I kind of want to talk about this Woodgrain CRT and how I got it. So yeah, let's get started. So originally, I was not gonna get any more CRTs. And the reason being is because like, they're so massive and they're such a pain in the butt to move. And at one point I literally have 5 of them. I just didn't realize how many I had until I counted them out like when I was moving from the new old setup to here. And yeah, I got rid of 2. And I still have 3, excluding this one. But I've been slowly kind of trying to liquidate my assets, but yeah, so I saw this on Facebook Marketplace, and it was 20 bucks, and I was like, oh my god, I gotta get this. I actually wanted to make sure it actually works, because like, this thing is from 1984. This is a black and white 1984 Emerson, and I thought at first it was gonna be color, because I feel like with a lot of the TVs by the 80s that they actually transition into color. This is kind of a black and white TV that I didn't think it would be black and white, but luckily I feel like I kind of wanted something different compared to all the CRTs that I have that are basically color. So it is kind of a different kind of aesthetic to have a black and white display. At first I thought that was kind of lame, but I feel like I've gotten used to it with this. I kind of wanted to kind of provide kind of like a deep look of like kind of like the buttons and stuff like that. So yeah, so this is the VHF and UHF dial. So basically you choose a channel to kind of set it to. And I feel like with UHF though, is that people don't really use it anymore because the analog to digital transition for television back in 2009 basically made this irrelevant. So what this used to be is a higher frequency, an ultra high frequency for kind of like the resolution. This was better quality, I believe. But yeah, it just feels like it's a little bit useless now since the analog to digital conversion. In order to connect stuff to this TV, VHF is the way to go. And then down here is the volume and also the power switch, kind of like combined into one kind of knob. And then there's the contrast, and there's the brightness. And then back here, this is the kind of inputs that it has. This has VHF, UHF, and what's very nice is that this person actually included RF. It's an RF adapter. And this is so useful because like, I just don't have anything that connects to VHF. Like, it's just such an old kind of connection type that I don't have anything. Like, even the Atari 2600 I have doesn't have it. I'm very grateful that this actually has an RF adapter because I have a lot more stuff with RF. And yeah, so this is a May 1984, and like, I just am kind of surprised this is actually kind of still working because the backstory to it is that this is a TV that the person's grandparent or the grandpa had before he passed, so it's just been sitting in an attic for a long time because this thing was so filthy when I first got it. It was covered in dust. But I managed to kind of clean it off. So I kind of want to kind of test what kind of connections and like kind of what sources I kind of want to connect to this TV. The things that I want to connect to it are not mostly made for RF. So I have a bunch of kind of devices I kind of wanted to connect it to. So alright, so I just connected this digital converter box. So what this basically does is it converts an analog signal to a digital signal. Because back in 2009 when all the TV stations transferred from analog to digital for like over-the-air television. Now these big box TVs won't work anymore without a conversion box. So I got this plugged in through the RF output, and I actually have this plugged into the RF input over here. And I also have this huge antenna that I don't know why I have one this big. Actually, the other one I had was bigger before. But I actually did give it for $4. So yeah, let's turn it on.
Dives here.
Takes a second.
Shock to the world.
There we go. It might not look the best because of the camera that is like not matching the shutter speed. but in real life it looks pretty decent. So yeah, this is actually connected to a over-the-air television. I'm surprised the Olympics are going on this late, like even like late in like the months and also late in the night, because I'm recording this at like, what time is it? Midnight, 12:25. So yeah, this is running the over-the-air television. The volume is actually really good, actually. For a TV this old, like the volume is actually pretty good. So yeah, so that's the actual Olympics going on right now. Yeah, let's see if we can connect something else here. Alright, so I have this MacBook Pro connected to this TV, and you're probably asking, Zion, that's an RF signal. How are you getting that connected? So what I basically did was I got a whole bunch of adapters that I just compiled. I got this USB-C to HDMI because normally I would have an HDMI port from a different Mac to actually not have this adapter. But the thing is, this stupid USB-C ports, which is the only thing that's on this Mac. I mean, I love this Mac, like I use it to edit, but just kind of annoying that it's only USB-C. I got this USB-C to HDMI, and I got this HDMI all the way wrapped around here to this HDMI to AV converter, which is very nice. The only thing is about this converter that's kind of annoying is that this has a power source, so you have to have it plugged from USB, which that's a little annoying. But this actually is pretty useful, even though some people say these are crap. But yeah, so I have this AV output to this input of the AV, and what this basically does is it's part of the VHS camera that I've owned for a while. What this basically does is it converts an AV signal to a RF signal. I don't know if it was really meant for that because like I don't have an RF modulator with me right now. But yeah, so I have this RF output and then putting it back here. So yeah, I just have 90s commercials pulled up, and let's turn this on. And actually, let's actually get a kind of like a view of like the kind of like the mirroring. And now it does make a little bit of sounds because like it wasn't meant for this kind of small screen. And like every time I do kind of tap it, it does have a little bit of different sounds. But yeah, so that's it in black and white. And like I just kind of thought it was weird that this would actually work. And what is kind of confusing that I had at the beginning is whenever I would actually have the display to a different, because I actually had to adjust with the display settings. So if I connect this to display, and in display settings, I actually have this on a different display setting. What it did was for a while is it had all these black bars. Actually, you can see it. On the very right, there's a black bar. So basically, it won't align with the image. So I actually have this in a different kind of setting for like the screen. Even though it does kind of change that laptop display for the Mac itself, but it's way better that way. So yeah, so it's connected via this Mac, and let's play some 90s commercials and see how that looks, because like it's kind of weird that I am kind of converting a color signal to black and white, but it does kind of hit different. So if I actually click that, I believe this is the Power Glove ad for the NES. It does look better in real life, so the camera is kind of messing it up, but I think it looks pretty cool. I know that there is color over here, but there is kind of a little bit of a charm with black and white. Yeah, so I actually like playing 90s commercials like on these old school displays, because it does kind of hit different. So yeah, so overall I really like this CRT. So yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. I know this might be a little bit of a shorter video, but I kind of wanted to talk about this. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I'll see you guys later. Peace.